Hey, what's up? This is Coach Raheem, and today, what I want to talk to you about, what this show is about, is how to become 3 times stronger than you already are. And the reason why I want to talk to you about becoming 3 times stronger than you already are is because throughout my life, I have uh, come across people who have had, these deficits in life where they don't feel confident and they don't feel strong, right? And I know what that feels like because I felt that way before. Not the same way that everybody has felt. It's not been a physical thing because I've always kind of had a good workout ethic, going to the gym and trying to be healthy, all of those kind of things. But I felt that way from a value standpoint. And, growing up in Manhattan, in Harlem, and, being surrounded by so many people who are struggling and, having young parents, it can do things to you mentally where you kind of feel like, you don't know if you have what it takes to make it. Like I had confidence, but I never wanted that confidence to be inflated because I was very aware that there are people out there who think who think very highly of themselves, but who have absolutely no evidence of their ability. Like they don't know if they can really do it. And there were just so many people around me who were exactly the same way. A lot of talk, a lot of bravado, but what evidence do you have to really support what you really believe about yourself? And that can be very tricky when you're growing up around so many people who all are doing the same thing or have that same mentality of, man, I know I'm great, but what evidence do I have other than in my own head or, inside of me? How do I manifest those things on the outside of myself, right? And then, throughout my trials in life, failures and successes, I learned some things about myself that taught me exactly how to be stronger, how to really be stronger, not just imaginary stronger where it's just in my head, but how to be for real stronger. And I lucked up and started working in the educational field where I had an opportunity to work with the youth and give back. Education, for all of its faults, to me is one of the most noblest professions on the planet because it's the only profession where if you have anything in you that you want to give back, you can do it. You don't have to go and work at work at a soup kitchen or, serve some needy population. In education, if you want to give back, you can give back every single day, all the time. And I'm fortunate because I still work in education and I'm always going to have that opportunity to give back. Plus I have, my side business, but it's just a huge opportunity and it has taught me so much about myself. So what I spend a lot of time doing now, for anybody that knows me or talks to me for any moment of time, I try to help them especially become stronger because it's such a hard place when you don't really believe in yourself, when you don't really know how great you truly are. And it's my personal belief. As a matter of fact, I know that everybody is great at something, but we as humans spend so much time focusing on other people and comparing ourselves. We void ourselves of the strength because we try to live vicariously through other people. I see parents doing it all the time. You have kids and you see a kid's potential and you see your likeness in their face and in their actions, the words that they say, and you try to remake yourself through your kids, and it's a huge it can be a huge mistake. Sure, there are some situations where your kids really want to do what you did. They want to walk your path, but in so many cases, uh, you just it's very rare that you get a kid or you have a son or a daughter that wants to walk your path. Most kids don't like their parents' path, me included. I remember when I was very young, a teenager, and my mother had started her business, and I said, you know what, I'll go and work for my mother, and I worked for her, and she worked me like a slave. I couldn't stand it. Her and I, we have a lot in common. We're a lot alike. But when it comes down to what she likes about life and what I like about life, it's just not the same. I respect her for what she does. She does research. She's a title examiner, but I like research too, but not in that area. She's more on the real estate side. But anyway, so here are 3 things that you absolutely can do to become 3 times stronger than you already are. And here they go, right? It works for me. It's been working for so many thousands. It can work for you too. All you have to do is apply it. The first thing is mindset. Everything that we do starts off with the correct mindset. That mindset is a state of mind in which, nothing begins until you believe it can happen. And it's the most important thing because it's very difficult. You can't operate outside of your own mindset. Everything that you do, no matter how hard you try, it is happening within the context of your own mind first. Unless there's some situation where, there's a malfunction mentally, 99% of us, when we operate, when we act, when we speak, the way that we define reality, it's all based on our own mindset on some level. Even if you stand completely objective of your own mind, that's still you standing objectively. Like you have to make a mental commitment to objectively look at your own thoughts. That metacognition, thinking about your own thoughts. But it starts in your own mind. First, believe that you can be 3 times stronger. You have to believe it. You have to know that it can happen. Even if you have no evidence of it, you have to know you can be 3 times stronger. You have to say that to yourself. I am going to be stronger. And it does not have to happen all in one shot. So don't fall into that rut where you think, I'm 3 times stronger right now, right this second. And then you do something like go to the gym and, you put on all of this weight and, the weights crash down on your chest. It doesn't work that way. It's a process. It's a process. You are 3 times stronger. However, from a practitioner standpoint, you're going to move the pendulum. You don't want to jump to 3 times stronger. You want to know that you are 3 times stronger and that you're going to put in the work to get to that point, whatever that is. Okay, so that's the first thing. Get your mind right. 3 times stronger. You know you can do it. You know you can do it, right? The second thing that you must do in order to become 3 times stronger is to identify your strengths. Here are some great questions for you to ask yourself. The first question is, what are you good at? What are you good at? And, it always surprises me when I'm helping someone think about what they want and, they can't describe it. They don't know what it is. Or, if they don't know at all and they've gone through high school and college, they've been a professional for so long, but they have no idea what they're good at. But if you do know, kudos to you. If you know what you're good at, that's the first step. You have to identify what your strengths are, okay? Another good question for you is, what have you tried to do to see if you have potential for being good at something? This is a question that I like to ask people who don't know. They're not sure. They're not like, the small percentage of people who actually know what they're good at. They don't know. So then your response to that, or my response to that, becomes, well, now it's time for you to try things. It's about experimentation. We all are scientists in our own right. So you have to experiment on yourself. You have to get out there, meet people. You have to get out there, visit places, travel to different parts of the world. I can't even tell you how important that is, to get out of the area where you are, because your environment has these hooks in it. It triggers that keep you bound to your present state of mind. And in order to triple down or get stronger, 3 times stronger, you have to give your brain something else to do. The same things that your brain has been doing is going to keep you where you're at, keep you where you are now. New things are what give your brain the opportunity to create a new mindset, the 3 times stronger mindset. Okay, 3 times stronger than where you are, which here's a little note, right? 3 times is arbitrary. You can become 10 times stronger. I'm saying 3 times because 3 is a number that people can wrap their mind around. When you say things like, get 10 times stronger, you get these, sometimes people will get inflated confidence where, you're going so far beyond where you are right now is really almost unattainable. So you want to make sure that what you are reaching for can be reached. You can see it, but at the same time, realize that that is just arbitrary because you're way stronger than 3 times. Anyway, here's another thing another question I want you to think about. What do the people around you think of you or think that you can do? Now, I'm not telling you to say that these people know what's best for you. I am simply saying that the people around you, the environment, social environment, and regular environment, your physical environment, can give you hints about your strengths. In other words, when I was in high school, I took this public speaking class, and I had did some things in high school, some of my buddies, and people just kind of thought that I was going to be like, this Malcolm X or something, and I'm not a pastor, I'm not interested in that, but everybody could see my speaking abilities, and it didn't occur to me that was my avenue until later on in life, because life has a way of making you run into yourself. So I said, you know what, I'm going to triple down on my strengths. I'm going to focus on that area. So I started studying different people who speak, reading all that I can possibly read, and just kind of fell in love with the art of learning more about my strengths, right? My strength area, what I am good at. So I do keynotes, things of that nature. Your job is to figure out what you are good at or what you have potential to do, and then triple down on that. Your ability to triple down, to double down, to quadruple down on your strengths is what is going to make you stronger, okay? So that's the third thing, right? If you don't know and you have no clue and you've been trying everything and you're still not getting any answers, ask the people around you. People around you can see you. They can see you in a way that you could never see yourself, because they give you perspective. Like you've never seen your own face. Not physically. You've seen a reflection of your face. You've never seen the back of your head. It's not physically possible. Somebody has to tell you what's going on back there. Okay? So anyway, here's the third thing that you need to do to become 3 times stronger. And that is take action. Nothing happens until you take action. It is very easy to intellectualize the whole process and, to really get in your head. And if you're a deep thinker, I tend to think a lot. I go way past the natural limits of thinking. And sometimes that can be fun within itself, but you have to come to a point where you realize that nothing will happen, not tangibly, until you take action. So begin going all in on your strengths. Don't just make it an intellectual process. Start doing it. Be a practitioner. Start practicing your strengths. Start doing the things that you know that you're good at. Start researching your strength areas. There are quite possibly other people out there who have similar strengths that have had some success, and you can learn from the success that they've had to help you develop your strengths even more so. Be creative. Don't compete with anybody. Anything that you learn about someone else, well, you can do this if you want to. I don't like to tell people what to do, but the idea that you could be somebody else is a fruitless effort. Whatever someone else has done, that was their journey and that was for them. You can use their journey as a relative position, but realize that your position is completely different. The things that you experience, the people that you interact with, all of those things make you a unique brand onto yourself. So don't carbon copy or try to carbon copy someone else, but use what you learn to create more for yourself, develop yourself. The idea is that in order to become 3 times stronger, you have to completely focus on you. Completely focus on you. You can see things out there, but your focus is on you. The same way your peripheral vision can see the things on the sides of you, but your focus is in one area. Focus on your strengths. Keep that in your mind. Now, here's some side notes for you. I just gave you 3 things, right? You got the mindset, you got identify your strengths, and you got take action. Here's some side notes. Your strengths can neutralize all of your weaknesses. It will completely render your weaknesses irrelevant. The same way an NBA player or entertainer can sell things that have absolutely nothing to do with their talents, your strengths can neutralize all of your weaknesses. Anything that you don't do well, it doesn't matter because your strength will provide you the things that you need in order to make other things happen. So say, for example, you want to run a business, but that's not who you are naturally. But let's say that you're a talent, right? So maybe you are a musician and you sing, right? If you triple down on your ability to sing and you put it out there and your career starts exploding, you'll have a lane that opens up where you're able to hire people who are excellent at business but aren't as talented as you. You hire them to work for you, and now it's like you're running a business through them. So that's how your strengths can completely neutralize your weaknesses. Your strengths can bring you everything that you've ever wanted. It'll make perspective completely clear for you. Your strengths are actually the door that open up every other opportunity, but you have to use your strength. You have to get away from looking at with what other people are doing and trying to do them or trying to be them, and focus on you and being yourself. So the people out there, they give you relative idea of who you are, but they are not you and you are not them. Your responsibility is to see that as an opportunity to dig deeper in yourself and bring out what you have in you naturally. So there you have it. That is the way that you can become 3 times stronger than you already are. And keep in mind, 3 times is just an arbitrary number that I pulled. You can become infinitely stronger than what you are. But I'm cautious because I know how many of us think. If you are like me and you have a serious imagination, I can take it way past 3. I can say things that are ridiculous and people just kind of go, what are you thinking about, right? But that's for me. So 3 times is a good number. It's a number that you can wrap your mind around. If you want to be 3 times stronger, try those 3 things with fidelity. Push it. You got to be consistent with it every single day. Believe it in your mind and it will happen for you. This is Coach Raheem. Until next time, if you like what I'm talking about, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, please go ahead and inbox me on Instagram at Coach Raheem. And until next time, peace.